Okay, so it's officially the beginning of the webinar. Welcome everyone who's come in today. Good to see you guys. I'm here in Dubai and it's about 4 a.m. and 2 minutes for me. Let's get started by a little bit of an introduction. Let me know where you guys from and what time is it in your location, and I will try to get that conversation going. The webinar today is gonna be very interactive. Well, that's what I prefer always. I'm not gonna just speak to you. I'm going to talk to you, and our mission will be to figure out how this product and, of course, the entire strategy can help you in your business, right? So we'll talk about that. So today we have Carlos. Carlos is from NY. Hello, Carlos. Welcome. Carl from Atlanta, and it's 8 p.m., Carl. So you are in the Eastern time zone. Peter from PA. I expect PA is Pennsylvania, but I might be wrong. Then we have Brian. Brian says, I have no audio. Well, Brian, we are not going to have a voice conversation from your end. Mostly I will be speaking, but you can converse with me. Or you can talk to me using chat. We have Rob from Canada. Welcome, Rob. David, also from Canada, from Ottawa, and Hank from Kansas. It's 7 p.m. in Kansas. Good to see you. Good to see you, Hank. Mhm. Laura from New York. David Schwartz from Phoenix, then Sherry from Colorado, Joe from Seattle, and fantastic. Frank says sound is poor. Let me try and fix that. So just to ask about the sound, is it distorted or is it too low? Because David says sound is fine. Dean from Orlando, welcome Dean. Max from Queensland, Australia. I know this is what is it, 2 p.m. in Australia? Tom from Ohio, 8 p.m. Derek from Bermuda. Bermuda, isn't that in South America? 5 p.m. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Valerie from Texas. A lot of people in here. The room filled up pretty fast. That's great. And Scott says sound is great. So we are doing okay actually. So today we are going to talk about web scraping. Now, I want to do a little bit of a poll before we start. Is there anyone here, or how many people here actually have done web scraping before or have used web scraping for business? Okay, Frank says sound is muffled. Okay, we'll try to solve that, Frank. Maybe it's your speaker. Carl says I have. Rob, I have. Okay, drop me an I have if you've used web scraping, and let me get a sense of the room. I have or yes. Larry says yes. Valerie, me. David, I have. Hank, I have. Lindsay, hey Lindsay, how are you? Welcome to the webinar, Lindsay. Good to see you again. Been a while, yeah, since the last webinar. Awesome. So Dean says I do. A lot of you guys have been using scraping already. That's fantastic. Okay, second follow-up question. How many of you have never used web scraping? And drop me a no in the chat box if you have not used web scraping before. Well, Derek, I don't count Apollo as web scraping. I mean, they're using web scraping, but you are not directly using web scraping, so I won't count that. Right, so Peter says did not. Laura did not. Okay, my screen is not auto scrolling now. Let me check. Sherry says you scraping a long time ago. It was a mess. I know it was a mess, Sherry. That's what we are trying to solve today. And Ken, no. Allison, never. Aid. Did I pronounce your name? I'm not sure. Ade or Aid. I expect it's Ade. Ade says no. All right. Hmm. Actually, we had more people who have used scraping, it seems. Fiomar says with VBA. VBA. Wow, that was a long time ago, Fiomar. If you if VBA by VBA you mean Visual Basic for applications, I used to code in that in the late 90s, really long time ago. Grady says no. Awesome. So I think a lot of you have already used web scraping, and well, that's a tongue twister for me. I'll have to speak slowly. So yeah, a lot of you have used web scraping and a bunch of you have not. So I'm going to very quickly walk through what we are going to talk about and what we expect to get at the end of the call. I know this is going to be something that you have seen before in other forms like Apollo and other tools already use it. The difference is this time we're going to make it great. We're going to make it work because there is a new element that is available to everyone who's building products, of course, building software. And that changes the web scraping scenario forever, right? So the reason why web scraping used to be so bad, like Sherry said, is because you would have to write algorithms, right? We'll talk a little more about that. But before we do that, I just want to remind you guys that this is going to be an intense webinar. We're going to be having a lot of discussion, a lot of conversation. As you can see, I'm reading your chat and I'm trying to base my responses based on what you want to hear, what you want to know, and continue asking me questions as many as you want. And my commitment to you is today that as long as you ask me questions, I'm not going to leave the webinar. I will be staying here as long as you want me. And we'll be talking about anything related to internet marketing. And of course, we'll contextualize it with web scraping. So we're going to make it happen. But remember, you're going to be needing your focus. So let's remove the distractions like this message says and have fun, right? Okay, so data is the new oil, right? It's not something new that I've invented. This is known for a long time, especially, ever since the time you had Facebook come in and mining everybody's data, then using it to show contextual ads, right? And of course, more than that, it went very, very deep. Anybody remember Cambridge Analytica, whatever that uh, company was? Right, so the rabbit hole goes really deep, and the data is the new oil because that's where more money will be made in the future than ever has been made using oil. It's actually being made already more than oil, but it's just gonna get more and more that, more and more than that, it's just gonna grow bigger and bigger. So data is the new oil. And if you control data or if you have access to data, that is the guarantee that you will be able to build up your business. And it doesn't matter what scale you're in. You don't have to be Meta scale. You don't have to be Google scale. Even if you're a small business, right? Even if you're running an agency, even if you're running a little product or your little coaching business, whatever you think you're doing, data is what you need to be able to scale up for all your e-com businesses too, right? So if you have an e-com business, you're trying to sell products, you need data, information, you need the right contextual information to be able to scale up your business, whether it's leads you want, whether it's more sales you want, whether it's more visibility you want, or you want to stay competitive and and make sure that you're ahead of the competition. Everything needs data, right? So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about what kind of data you need to actually run a business, run a small business. I know we are all small businesses here. Even I'm a small business, so we are all in the game together. So if you're running a small business, you'd need things like leads. I think leads are more important than anything else. Anybody here running an agency? If you're running an agency, just give me yes in the chat box that you run an agency. Meanwhile, I'll try to read up the comments a little bit. Okay, so David has a feedback on scraping. It has gotten really hard because of JavaScript, right? Right, David, that's right. But we can find a solution for that too. Carlos says, when scraping emails, is it scraping data from the website or is it going deeper? Carlos, it will scrape data from the website. Peter says, so can we sell to the lead? Right, you can. Bunches of responses coming in. Carl says yes. Crawford says yes. Frank, yes. Rob, yes. Digital marketing. Daniel, yes. Jim says, can it apply to affiliate marketing? Absolutely, Jim. Affiliate marketing is about selling to leads, right? You need leads to be able to sell. Jeffrey, can you demonstrate a talk on how it works? We'll talk about that. Carlos, okay, thank you. Well, Laura, is this legal? Absolutely, Laura, it is legal. There are, and I think you're talking about scraping emails and using the emails to send out messages. So we'll touch that because it's important. I know I have not covered that in my slides, but we will talk about that. So if you're running an agency, you need leads. If you have a competitor, you need competitor data. You need to know what your competition is doing. This is especially valid for e-com, right? So if you're running an e-com business, you want to find out what are the new products. I know a lot of people, especially in the last few years, made a lot of successful dropshipping based businesses. And even now you can make money from dropshipping, but of course you need to know the niche, you need to know the product, you need to get the pricing right. So there are some variables. But watching your competition helps, right? If you keep an eye on your competitor, whether it's an agency, whether it's a coaching business, or whether it's drop shipping, you will always know what to do next, right? So you will know how to compete, you'll know about their strategies. I'll tell you a secret. I keep an eye on my competition. I keep an eye on the ads they run, right? Using my tools and using the public tools available. I keep an eye on what kind of ads they're running to make sure that, hey, I know what I'm about to do. Then you need to also know about customer feedback, right? And it's not just for your customers. Let's say you've got an e-com business and you're trying to sell something. You need to know what your competitors' customers are saying so that you can make two things. First, you don't make the mistakes that he has made or she has made, and you end up trying to run a better business. And the second thing is you're able to garner from those responses what your customers want, and then you can try to build the same service or the same product, right? So yeah, of course, it does work for B2C very well. Then you need pricing data, you need market trends. Market trends are great to scrape from news. So if you scrape some news headlines, you can actually ask the AI, hey, tell me about X thing about these headlines, and it will tell you. So yeah, everything you need is online, it's on the internet, and the only problem is it's hard to get, right? So imagine if you could grab any data you want from the internet in minutes using web scraping, right? So that's the technology. And why is it so hot? Because you can grab leads, you can grab reviews. And okay, I'm going to tell you an interesting little um, observation that I got when I was making this product. I went to many websites, scraped the website for leads, even scraped websites like Facebook and social media. But there is a very interesting phenomena. You will find a lot of very interesting lists and leads on, I would say, niche specific websites or local websites. Like I found this gold mine. I will show it to you. In fact, I will just share my browser. So I live in Dubai, and I sometimes, want to, if somebody was running a business in Dubai, well, I don't do a local business, honestly. If you wanted local clients in any niche, if you went to Google, you would find some X number of things from Google Maps. By the way, this can scrape Google Maps, but this website, cdsearch.ai, AE, has a list of all the businesses that operate in the city in different niches, along with the address, along with the phone number, and the details that you can grab. So you can build up your directory. You can build up a complete directory of businesses in whatever niche you are in very, very fast. All you need to do is scrape this website, right? So in local sites and local niches, there is a gold mine of information. You may even, for example, if I was in real estate, there is actually a website here that lists all the brokers that are operating in this city. So I can find the list. If I had to sell a service, let's say I made a new app for real estate owners, or I started a new service, management service or record service or whatever, I could just scrape that website, find all my clients off it, and then just start calling them or start my outreach mail program, whatever I have in mind, and I would get there, right? So that kind of thing is doable if you have web scraping technology working for you, right? It does work for B2B, it also works for B2C, and it breaks through this challenge of being able to scrape any website by using modern technology, modern AI technology. But again, before we get to that point, I asked AI, asked Gemini, what kind of results do people see when they use web scraping? And AI told me that, according to the stats that are there publicly, there is a 73% reduction in lead acquisition. Well, think about it. It's natural, isn't it? Who here has been ever, has subscribed to websites like Apollo or other websites that give you leads and you need to pay them? You know that the cost is exorbitant. Like I looked at them a couple of times. There are websites that ask you to pay upwards of $100. Sometimes it's $200. Then they have these yearly plans and these add-ons, and the cost just keeps piling up. Now, the alternative, if you're able to scrape the data yourself, firstly, you don't have to pay for the entire database, the entire maintenance cost of the company, that server cost, and everything else that they need to maintain to be able to give you just 0.1% of the data that you'd actually need. They have to maintain everything. And of course, they charge you for it, and they charge you for the access, and they give you a specific number of leads. You can't go beyond that. Compared to that, being able to scrape on your own, go to any website, pull the data from there is so much superior, because then you don't need to ask anyone's permission. You don't need to ask anyone to give any money to anyone to get that data. right? So you see 5.2 times more qualified prospects. Why? Because you're able to scrape niche sites, you're able to find people who are in the business, and then you can send them a message. The good thing is, many of these people may not even be on LinkedIn, and ergo, they will not be in Apollo or any other public databases like that. Here is what happens. People who are on LinkedIn are often looking for leads on LinkedIn, looking for connections on LinkedIn. And the real operators, I'm talking about the local businesses, I'm talking about the businesses that matter, that are not visible, that are not overexposed, the founders who really make decisions. They might have a basic profile on LinkedIn. They might not even have their uh, profile picture set up. They might not have their email details anywhere public, but they are operating, they are making a lot of money, and they're looking for services. If you are a provider, if you're a B2B provider, for example, you need these guys, right? Same about B2C. The B2C people are not in any database, right? They're making purchases, they're looking for ideas about the list. They're in Facebook groups, they're in all sorts of communities where you talk about what is happening. And then, the only way to get to them is by scrolling those groups, either grabbing leads by hand or by using a scraping software. So a lot of data which matters is not available because these people are not creating public trails that all those you know uh, other scraping software can exploit, because they're usually going for LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is not the ultimate source of information. And it saves times too, because you don't have to go into these places to get the data and copy and paste and build up your spreadsheets. AI does it, and AI does it faster, better, right? That's what tools are about. You just click a button, then you do your thing, and you wait for it, and you let the AI collect it for you, and you focus your energy on something that matters, that can take your business forward. And that's why you're able to create more outreach emails, right? So the last bit is you do 500% more outreach emails. And of course, it's not just emails, it could be anything. Now, somebody asked me here, is it legal? So that's an interesting question. So yeah, it is legal, and I will tell you exactly how that works. You're not spamming anyone. There is a definition, there's a difference between spamming and outreach emails. Okay, before I do that, who here has used outreach marketing? And who knows what outreach marketing is? If you don't know what outreach marketing is, if you just drop me a text that says don't know, and if you know, and if you've used it before, drop me a text that you have used it, and I will tell you about it. So Rob says, yes, I have. All right, so that's you, Rob. Outreach marketing is when you send out a specific email to a prospect that addresses them, right? And you just tell them about your service. It is the most powerful way of running a B2B agency, right? What you can do is you can just send an email. Hey, for example, if I need to write to Grady, I would say, hey, Grady, this is Cyril, and I saw that your business is, blah, blah, and you're into this, which is great. I just wanted to point out that if you need any kind of help with internet marketing, you can use my tools. And here is a quick link that you can check out. Or sometimes, mostly, you don't even put a link. You just tell them, if you want to know more about my services, just reply and I will set up a meeting and we'll talk about. So the point is to not be spammy, not just have mass mail people with a lot of links and very, very blindly. The point is to address people pretty specifically, put in some personalized information like their name, their company's name. If you know about their niche, then put that into. And what happens is then you get results better because people don't see that as spam. It doesn't count as spam, and that's 100% legal, right? So it is absolutely legal. It's absolutely great. So what can you do if you have the right web scraping technology working for you? So first thing, you can scrape local businesses from maps. Have you ever tried to do that, guys? Scrape local business from maps and try to recruit them as clients, right? So Derek says, I sell to doctors, right? So Derek, very easy. You can scrape local clinics. You can scrape clinics in any country, any city using Google Maps, right? So our software, of course, can scrape Google Maps, and you can get all the leads. So you can scrape Google Maps, you can scrape LinkedIn groups, and LinkedIn is a great source. It's not the ultimate source, it's not the only source, but it is a great source of business data. So you can go to LinkedIn, you can go to specific groups. Like, there are many groups in LinkedIn that are discussing a particular topic, like industry groups talking about business, marketing, about technology, about medicine, whatever niche you can think of, there is a group. that deals with that, right? So you can scrape LinkedIn group. And we have a very nice question from Jeffrey. Does this tool have a way to enrich the lead data so your responses are more personal? The best thing about this is, Jeffrey, you can choose to grab exactly the information you want from the page. So if there is more data on the page beyond just the name and the phone number, you can tell the scraper to scrape that. For example, let's say they have the degree, like if you're trying to scrape a list of doctors and it also mentions the degree of the doctor, like what kind of medicinal certificate he has or she has, you can just tell the AI scrape the name, the phone number, and their medical degree. So it will scrape all three, right? So you can do this without any limits. You can go crazy because you tell the AI. Remember, it's AI operating for you. It's like a human brain. That's why it's very different. So far, if you wanted to scrape, you had to write custom algorithms. Then there was the challenge of JavaScript because most of the scraper work like a browser. They go to the page and they load up the page. They only get the HTML content, but then they don't have the JavaScript execution part of the browser. So what happens is they never see the content that is loaded by JavaScript, which is most of the content, and they cannot give you the results. Now, the difference with Diggy is it works in the browser. So when you go to a page, it will automatically be able to see everything. So it just sidesteps the entire problem, right? So then you can also scrape tweets. Now, if you do any kind of social marketing, and this is where a lot of social marketing will come in. So scraping has application in everything, in B2B, in B2C, in e-com, also in social media. You can go to your competition. You can go to the influencer you really admire in your niche. You can go to another account, maybe another company, whatever you think of. You can scrape their followers, right? Or you can scrape the people who comment and scrape their followings, whatever you want. You can scrape that data and then you can either send out a personalized message. Hey, this is me, this is my service, and let's talk more about it. Sell your product, sell your idea, sell your contact. Also, you can tell them, let's connect, let's get to know each other, and then build up your contact profile in the right niche. Make sure that you have the right contacts to be able to sell later. So yes, you can do this on Twitter. Obviously, you can also do this on Threads. You can do it on every single platform like that. And if you are an e-com seller on Amazon, you can grab data from Amazon, things like pricing, things like product descriptions, reviews, and then you can even chat with it in AI. You can even analyze the data in AI if you got the right scraping technology, which is ours, of course. If you want the Airbnb data, either for if you are competing with them or you are trying to sell a service, you can grab all sorts of data from Airbnb. You can grab Trustpilot reviews, titles and prices. And by the way, guys, if you haven't seen this yet, a lot of this data can be sold. Apollo makes a lot of money from selling data, from selling leads, right? It's legal, right? That's why they're able to do that. They're a billion-dollar company. They have this huge website which has a database of about a few million. I think they last told me that they have about 40 to 50 million records. That's a huge database. They crawled it mostly from LinkedIn and some other sources, and they sell this data to everyone. They make a huge pile of money. Now imagine if you were able to go to clients yourself. Like, there are local businesses or local services that often need leads. There are all kinds of businesses that want leads, that they want competitor data, and obviously they're not technically trained, they're not experts in tech, they don't follow tech. All they want to see is results, right? So you can sell them leads, you can sell them information, you can sell them monitoring services, whatever you want to think of, right? So that's also one way to get this done. So many different models can be unlocked using scraping. Derek says, can it scrape Apollo? You bet, Derek, it can scrape Apollo as long as you have an account there. You can log in there. You can ask it to scrape Apollo. Not a problem at all. Bob, do you know what I need to scrape? I need to scrape Gmail. Bob, if it's your own account, it should be able to do that. Now, that's an application I haven't thought of before, but it should be able to do that. Another question, can you validate the emails? No, not this product. It's a scraper, so it will not. Now, so scraping has been very hard, very complicated, and very expensive. I really don't need to remind you of that because nearly every one of you have done scraping before. And that's why you probably gave it up, and that's why you probably moved on, because scraping is hard. Why was it hard? Let's talk about that a little bit. Before I show you the solution, I need to tell you why the problem was so hard. You see, every website is unique. If you go to Facebook, it's got a different structure. It's got a different set of, technical code. I would say HTML, to display the website to you. And then if you go to LinkedIn, it's different. If you go to a website like City Search, it is different. Every website is made differently. So one scraper is like a set of algorithms that tells it, hey, if this is the HTML code you see, grab this information. So it can't just scrape about anything, because for every website that it can scrape, it needs to have custom code written. It needs to have algorithms written which lets it identify what is on the page and how is the HTML structured so that I can grab it. Well, with AI, what we've done is we have taken the content from the website and using the AI brain, right? It's like a person. You actually tell the AI, hey, this is the content of the website that I want to scrape. This is the information I want. Pull that information out and just give it to me. That's what happens. The AI just gives you the information, right? Easy enough to solve. So we're going to change that problem. We're going to solve that problem using Diggy, the Diggy Miner AI. That's what it's called. This is a web solution that is divided into two parts. There is a plugin which works with Chrome, so it works with all the other browsers that have the Chrome engine. And there is the backend, which is the website where all the data goes in, and then you can do things with it. So it allows you to choose your website and just about any website. Now, if anyone here has used a product like Phantom Busters, like a product for scraping recently, now if you use a scraper, they have things like recipes. Some of them give it fancy names like phantoms, which have the algorithm for every website. So if a scraper can scrape, let's say 100 public websites like Facebook and other websites, it has custom code written for all 100, right? It's unmaintainable because websites break all the time. This is why, I never made a scraper so far. I loved the scraping technologies. I use them myself quite a lot, but I never made a scraper because you have to maintain it and it's insanely hard. But with AI, you don't. So you can just choose any website, click on the website URL, put in the website URL, and then you can just tell the AI what data you want, like you tell a human being, like you would tell me, hey, Cyril, can you grab all the people's names and doctors' names or the company's name and the phone number and just put it in a spreadsheet for me? And I could do that just like a human being, right? Without the effort. And you just get your data. That's how simple it is, right? So I'm gonna show you the demo. I know a lot of people have been asking me, hey, can it do that? Can it do this? How does it work? And things like that. So I'm gonna show you it to you now. So guys, give me a little bit of energy. If you're ready to see the demo, drop me a yes in the chat box and I will get you the demo. I'll show you exactly how it works. Meanwhile, can it access the website that, okay, I lost that comment. Scroll down. A lot of yeses coming in already. So Paul says yes. Clark, Fiumar, Daniel, Perry, Itoro. Interesting name, nice name. Hi, Itoro. Tom, Rob, Frank. Swati says yes. Lindsay has a bigger comment. Wow, knew you were busy making a new tool for us. Absolutely, Lindsay, every day. Paul, Carl, Hank, Grady, awesome. All of you guys are excited to see the product and I'm excited to show it to you. So let's go and take a look at the demo. I'm going to turn off the mic, but when I hit play, I want you to tell me that you can hear the audio so that I can make sure that everything is okay. Welcome to Diggy Miner. If you're looking for leads, pricing information, financial data, or any other information that's on online websites, this is the most powerful scraping technology to get you that information. You've looked at scrapers before, but Diggy Miner is the only AI scraper that uses AI to figure out website structures and get you exactly the data you need without any custom recipes, codes, or any specialized hard work. So let's take a look and see how Diggy Miner works. For our first scrape, let's pick up a website that's hyper localized. So I'm on this website called citysearch.ae, which is a website that helps you find local businesses here in Dubai. And there are literally thousands of websites like these on the internet that cater to specific places like a city or a community, or to special niches, like they could be a website talking about all the lawyers, or a website that lists all the dental clinics in your area. So there are sites that hold a gold mine of information, and if you can scrape them, you can get that all without manual work. Now, a regular scraper would not be able to scrape this website because it would need to be trained on this site structure. Somebody would actually need to sit down and code it to scrape this particular site. Only then it would be able to scrape it. Well, not Diggy Miner. So you start Diggy Miner by clicking on the icon in the toolbar. This is the extension, and then you select what kind of information you are looking for. So here are some common objectives. Mine for leads. This is what we're going to go for in this particular instance. Then mine for product information. So if you're on an e-com site, you could be mining for that. Mine for user content. So you could do that if you want to mine reviews or content like that. Mine something else, or mine the entire page. Yes, these are your options. Here, let's go for mine for leads. Then you have the option to crawl specific URLs. So if you got a list of URLs, you can just feed them in Diggy Miner, and Diggy Miner will scrape it, crawl it, and take out your data. Then you can put your data neatly organized in campaigns, and I will call this one, I will add a new campaign for this particular search, and I will call it Dubai lawyers. So I'm looking for lawyers based out of Dubai in this particular scrape. I've created the campaign. Then you can tell Diggy exactly the information you want. For example, name of company, phone number, just separated by comma, address. So this is the information that I want from this website. Then you can select what kind of navigation system does a website have. You know, some websites have this auto scrolling technology where you scroll to the bottom and it just expands and more records show up. So if you have something like that, you can select auto scroll. And if you have something like a pagination system, in this particular instance, it's a pagination system. So you've got this pager over here and you can navigate to different pages by clicking on them. So in this case, it's pagination. Then you can select how many pages you want to scrape. So let's go for 10. And of course, after continuing with 10, you can continue and go and scrape more in the next session. So that's okay. You can scrape up to 20 pages in one session. Let's go for 10. Then you got to select the next page button, which is right here. You will see this little box, locate next page button. Click on start selection, then select the next page, and then just click on finish selection. Well, Diggy Miner gets to work straight away. It's scraping the pages already, and it will get all the data from all the pages and then organize it. Of course, it's going to take a little while, maybe a couple of minutes. As you can see, it's auto scrolling the pages, grabbing the data. It's on the second page now. And once it finishes with the second page, it will go to the third page. So let's just hold up, and I'll come back when it finishes the scraping in a minute or so. It's been less than a minute and Diggy is already on the 9th page. All right, the scraping process is finished, and now Diggy is already organizing the data, extracting all the records from the scraping data, and this will take another minute or so. All done, and you can see that Diggy found 384 records and it took 73 seconds to do this. You can click on view data and it takes you to the backend. It's a SaaS software where you can organize all the data, use it, and work with it. So here you see, here are the records. These are all the lawyers that are present on that website. You can see here, it's got the names of the companies, it's got the phone numbers, it's also got the address. So now this is usable data. You can extract it, export it to CSV, JSON, or XLSX. And you can do something more than that. Of course, beyond exporting, you can even chat with the data. So if you click on Diggy AI, you're taken to the AI data analyzer, and then you can click on new chat, and we have our freshly scraped data, lawyers from City Search over here. Let's click on it and just click on start chat. And now all we need to do is ask it a question, any question we want. For example, just ask that question and you will get an answer from the AI. You don't need to go through the records. See, it even told you there is no lawyer in Dubai Marina, but there are some lawyers in the nearby areas. So that's what AI can do for you. I asked it another question And here you go, it gave me a very nice list along with the address and the phone numbers. And you can go for any kind of depth you want. For example, you can even ask silly questions and you will get an answer. Here you go. The lawyer that starts with C is Clyde and Co. Then I asked it which lawyers have Arabic names and it gave me a list. And the next question I asked it was which lawyers seem to be led by women, and I got an answer to that too. So imagine the kind of analysis you can do if you're scraping data using Diggy and analyzing it with AI. You can ask it any question you want. It's like having a very smart research assistant right at your fingertips. It will answer your questions and tell you exactly what you need to know about that data. For our next scraping task, let's scrape this particular group which has a lot of information about products and the prices. So I want to grab, let's say, products and prices from this. So I'm going to click on Diggy again, and this time I will look for mine for product information. I've got a campaign selected here, and I will look for product names price. And this is an auto scrolling page. As you can see, there is no pager here. So I will go for auto scrolling and I can select how many seconds I want and then click on start digging. And you can see it found some records, so we can view data. And here we've got information. These are the products that it grabbed and the price. So this is how it can scrape Facebook. You can do the same thing with LinkedIn. Like I'm in a group that has LinkedIn data. And this time I want to grab maybe email addresses or phone numbers. Let's try to do that. So we're gonna click on Diggy again, and I have a campaign for LinkedIn. I want to mine for leads, name, let's make it phone number and name. And again, this is auto scrolling. Let's try 45 and click on start digging. In this particular instance, only one person had listed the phone number. And if you click on view data, you can see the name and the phone number as you desired. You can also scrape Amazon. So I'm on an Amazon page now, and this is a product which has a lot of reviews. And this time I want to scrape the Amazon reviews. So that's what I'll do here. I'll click here, and this time product information. Let's create a new campaign. Let's call it Amazon product reviews. And click on save, and we'll say name of reviewer and review, and we'll keep it auto scrollable. Let's go to the top of the page. Let's do 30 seconds and click on start digging, and it was able to grab 9 reviews. If you go into the scrape data, the names are here and you've got the review, and you can chat with this data too. We'll just go to Diggy AI, start off a new chat, and we'll select the data scrape from Amazon. We can ask a question like, can you tell me what was the thing that people disliked most about this product? And you got an answer that is specific to the data you have. YubiKey 5C is complexity of the initial setup. That's what people disliked. So if you are trying to bring an alternative, maybe you can easily try to explore those pain points, try to solve those pain points, and be able to serve the market. So it's a great research tool. You can scrape any sort of data from anywhere, and then you can either export the data, bring it into your spreadsheet. If you got a CRM, you can bring the leads into your CRM. You can bring the leads into your calling system and start calling them or start emailing them as you desire. You can start off your outreach programs. If you harvest reviews or any other kind of data, then you can analyze that data, export it, analyze it any way you want, or grab any sort of data from any website. That is the power of Diggy. Awesome. So I hope you like this demo, and if you get Diggy now, we'll see you on the inside. Thank you so much for watching it. So that was Diggy Miner for you guys. If you love this product, if you see how unique and new it is, let me know in chat how insane this product is, and I will move on to the next bit after that and tell you more about other things, right? So give me your sense. Do you love this product or not? Trafford says yes. Lindsay says far out. Wow. Is it lots of, I have to scroll down. So Paul says, great. Carl says, I can dig it. Brett is asking for pricing. Well, Brett, we'll show it to you soon. Lindsay says, I'm speechless. This is so cool and help me in my business. Rob, Perry is not sure yet. Well, Perry, we'll know about that soon enough. Uh, Brett says we're still here, right? Ed, love it. How would I get potential home sellers? Joe, that's great. Good question. Do they hang out somewhere? Maybe in a sellers group? I don't know, marketplace, Facebook marketplace? Tom, is there any training videos with this? Yes, Tom, there's a lot of training. Can it scrape code? Code? Never tried that. Maybe it can. Grady, amazing. Tony, I want it now. I have to do the price first, right? We'll talk about the price too. Where is it? The screen go? It just changed, right? So here is the thing. I was thinking about while I was watching the demo myself, also, I was thinking about a lot of things like a lot of applications. Diggy's applications can be pretty insane. It's, think of it like a smart assistant that can read websites. So I showed you how to grab leads. In this particular instance, we grabbed phone numbers, but of course, wherever you see emails, you can grab that too. Many people put their emails in business groups, B2B groups, or any other kind of groups, like even if they need help or anything, you can scroll Reddit and you can harvest Reddit, ready to the great source for email addresses too, in fact. So you can scrape pretty much anything. One of the applications that I was thinking about is there are all sorts of price lists. Like I often need to buy servers, right? And I go to this website, web hosting talk, and I look for, affordable, good quality servers. They got offers over there. And then I remembered that I have to wait a lot of time, or I have to spend a lot of time on that site trying to find the right offer. So the right price and everything. With Diggy Miner, you could potentially just go in there and ask it to scrape that website, scrape the URLs, and then just ask the AI, hey, could you tell me what is the best offer? And it could tell you, you could ask it questions like which website or which server has more than 100 GBs of hard disk space, and do they have a NVMe hard disk, and it will give you the list of that. So it can be a very handy research tool, no matter what you set out to do, right? In every B2B task, in every decision that you need to make that analyzes data, and that's pretty much everything. Like I can't think of many activities that you do online that affect your life, that affect your business, that don't involve data. So the data processing it has, and remember, it's got two ends. The best thing is it's got two ends. It's got the plugin which gets the data and the backend AI which analyzes the data. So it's not just, you can of course export it all into CSV, bring into your CRM, but this can scrape any data and you can ask it question. You put that together. It's a very different level of tools, guys. There has been nothing like this in the market. Now imagine that. Something that can grab the data and then let you ask questions just like you ask a human being. Well, that is something that is a breakthrough idea, a breakthrough product that we built here. Nothing like that in the market. So it's just puts this all in together. So yes, you can scrape any website, no excuses, no failures. Why? Because it grabs the visible data from the website using AI, right? It does not use HTML coding or any kind of things which are archaic, which are old fashioned. It uses a brain, right? Then you can use it in many ways, like to dominate e-commerce with fresh pricing and marketing data. You can scrape for fresh leads. I showed you how to do that. LinkedIn is the great source, Reddit is the great source, Facebook, every single website that you can imagine, you can run it. Brett says, very important to keep it running. Brett, that's perfect observation. I know that's hard for many companies, but if you've seen my record, our products keep running. Our products, in fact, get better. Like I launched with Asia in last month, and we've released 5 upgrades. So many new features from ideas that our customers gave us. Like today, I got a great idea for hunt mode. I just gave it a name, labeled it in my head, and guess what? We're gonna build that feature. That's how I operate. I love making products, and I love making the best products. For me, for Technic Force, I would say all of my team, our business is not just focused on making the most amount of sales. We are career developers. We started off as developers, not as marketers. I started off as a developer. I've been creating software since I was a teenager, and that counts because what I love to do most is making products, making great products, right? So you can uncover hidden data from niche and unexplored websites. Yes, you can scrape Apollo too. Why not? and it's a Chrome extension which works with many browsers, right? So Chrome, when you say a Chrome extension, a lot of browsers are based on Chrome technology. There is Vivaldi, there is Chrome, there is Opera, there is Brave, even Microsoft Edge is based on Chrome, right? So it all comes together. Then you can scrape emails, phone numbers, reviews, social posts, jobs, anything you want. You can scrape X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Threads, Google. You can turn scrape data into answers, right? That's great. Grant says, I have a real estate website that aggregates listings from 50 websites. I need to grab each listing's domain, picture, map point, as well as description, location, property features, and property type. Grant, you can scrape most of that information. I'm not so sure about map point, and Diggy at this time does not have pictures. We've already got a request to scrape pictures, and we will build those features in the coming releases. So if you get today, it will not be able to scrape pictures, but in future it will, right? So we're gonna just make it a little more we're gonna add a lot of things to it based on what people want us to do, right? So you can scrape JavaScript websites too. The reason is Diggy does not use the technology that most scrapers use, which is they send a request pretending to be a browser, but they don't have the capability to execute JavaScript and view the actual JavaScript loaded codes, right? Or JavaScript loaded content. They can only see what was sent by the initial request. So Diggy solves that because it uses the browser automation feature. So it sees whatever you see. That's great. So you can scrape local leads from maps. You can scrape local sites, niche sites, industry sites, LinkedIn groups. You can scrape tweets, Amazon product information, Trustpilot, Etsy. You can find clients. And yes, you can build up your directories. Like Grant had a great idea there. He's built up a directory about real estate. I think he's got listings in there. You can grab listings from many different websites that aggregate things, and you can build up specific niche industry directories. So I'm going to show you the Diggy AI Miner suite now. I know you're excited about Diggy. I know you're excited about the technology. This is the first AI powered scraper in our niche. If if you look for an AI powered scraper right now, the only alternative to Diggy that I saw was selling upwards of $199 a month. And that's the starting price with a very limited amount of scraping tech. They're selling it to the enterprise, but I never make things for enterprise. I make things for small businesses. So that's why everything is at the same scale, or I use similar technology, but for a price that everybody can get. So the Diggy Miner suite today, I know a lot of you have been asking me about the price. A lot of you have been asking me about what is available, right? So let's get that information to you. If you're excited, drop me a yes. I will show you, I will reveal the product set, and I will tell you exactly what the price is in about a couple of minutes. Brett is asking me which $199 a month software. Brett, just Google AI scraper and you will see that it's like the first result or second result, something like that. Lindsay said yes, yes, yes. Paul, yes. Ed, yes. Freddie, Daniel, Frank, everybody is excited. And Rob says, I want the full deal. Absolutely, Rob. Today is the special day to get the full deal. So the Diggy Miner full suite has Diggy Miner Elite, which gives you 20,000 credits. And somebody asked me, hey, what are the credits used for? Remember, we are using AI to scrape the data, actually to analyze the data and to scrape it, of course. So what happens is when you get the page, the AI answers the question, the AI collates that collects the information. So we use 1 credit per page of the scrape, right? So you get 20,000 welcome AI credits. That's enough to scrape 20,000 pages. Now there is a limitation on the Elite Lifetime version, which is 50 daily scrapes. It does not mean 50 pages. It means you can scrape 50 times in the day. Then you can scrape up to 15 different websites and get 150K records that you can store. After 150K, you will need to delete some data, and then you will be able to record to put in more records. That there is one scraping AI and the lifetime license. Now you also get the Pro upgrade. The Pro upgrade is of course always the best upgrade for self-use. It says no limit on scraping tasks, no limit on daily scrape domains. Absolutely right. No limit on AI chats, unlimited record storage, and 50,000 AI welcome credits, and it will have a lifetime license, right? Then you also get the reseller upgrade. So guys, I never do white label. Brett has a question about it. Can we have white label? I don't like to do white label. The reason is if I do white label, then who maintains the product? Like you sell it to someone by your own name, then can you maintain it? No, you can't. And people software changes so fast, things upgrade so fast, and I can't keep relabeling it for you. So I don't sell white labels. We have a reseller version, which means you can sell Diggy itself, right? Why try to rebrand it when you can sell Diggy? You can keep all the money on it. You don't have to worry about maintenance, right? We will maintain the product, we will upgrade it, and you don't have to worry about support. Because here is the thing, when people buy Diggy Miner, they know where to go to find help, to get help for Diggy Miner. And when people create a support ticket or chat, we help them. My guys make sure things are sorted out, and we, if there is any upgrade next or fix needed, we do that, and we keep improving the product. So the reseller version gives you 70 Diggy Miner licenses to sell, right? You can sell Diggy Miner. And I think the easiest price point, I will be selling it at, after the launch, I will be selling it at $164 per year. So that is for the pro version, which people get to after they buy the elite version. So the total cost of that is $164 per year. That's the minimum price that I will sell at. And I think many of my customers told me that they've been selling my products about $100 per year. They give them a 50, a great $64 discount for the pro version, and they outprice me. By the way, which is allowed, right? So you can outprice me, you can outcompete me. I don't mind at all because you get your own customers. 70 licenses, if you sell that way, that's an upside of $7,000, right? So if you can go to groups, you can post there, you can reach out to people, you can tell, hey, there's a new product that I really love. Go check out the sales page, send them to our sales page, tell them you're going to be buying this for 164, but I have a deal where I have bought in early and I can give you the same license, same access, same everything for just $100. Takers will take it without any hassles at all because it's a no-brainer, right? So a lot of people in my customers group do that. They make sales. You can just make one sale and you already get the money back. So it's such an easy deal to make, right? Then you also get some add-on products that I have added on as a bonus. You get Shop Funnels Pro, which is an e-com platform that we've been maintaining since the last 5 years. We just made it better and better. It has dozens of plugins, right? You don't need to pay for them. I know in Shopify, you need to pay for each plugin and you have to pay for each sale. So if you're trying to set up a small business or you have a e-com business and you want to save costs at the same time, you want to scale up and you want to have your own hosting. So this is a PHP script. You can install it on any hosting, even the cheap ones. You can get started at a very low cost. You can get working. Plus, nobody has your data. You know how many people are funnel hacking Shopify stores? It's an insane phenomenon. So people find Shopify stores by reverse proxying. Reverse DNSing, sorry, but by reverse DNSing Shopify and just locating their stores. And then they go to the stores, they find all the products, all the deals, and they just take them down. That's a strategy. I've actually used that to analyze some of the Shopify stores too. But with this product, you never have that problem. So it's better to always have your own platforms when you can, right? You also get Engagey, which is a social media communication plugin. We launched it some time ago, and it's one of the highest rated plugins that we have created. I will show you the Chrome listing for it. It's actually Chrome approved, which is very important because it means that it is approved by Google. It's 100% safe to use. You can use this plugin to grow your social e-com data. So it's got 5-star ratings through and through. This is Engagey. We have 500 users right now, and it's helping people create connections with other people that they want to connect with. They can go to groups and reply to posts. They can build up their connections. If you go to B2B groups, you can very, very quickly ratchet up your connectivity and build up new connections. You can, if you're following people, you can respond, and it helps you grow your engagement. It helps you grow your account, because on social media, engagement is the currency, right? The more you engage, the more money you make. Right. So it's not per Brett. I will reveal the price in a moment, right? Don't jump the gun, because what you're going to see is much better than what you're talking about. 164 a year for 70 licenses. I think we can beat that. So here is the thing. Your Diggy Miner all-inclusive lifetime deal will have Diggy Miner AI Elite. It would have the Pro version. It would have AI Reseller. It will have Engagey Pro and Shop Funnels. And by the way, guys, and this is a question that we already see, Carlos says, would I be able to substitute Engagey for any of your other products? I already have many of them. And Lindsay says Engagey is great. Yes, of course, Engagey is good. Good, Lindsay. I'm really happy that you're enjoying it. But if you have it already, guys, any of you who has Engagey or Shop Funnels out of this deal, yes, you can replace it with any other product I've made. Last couple of weeks ago, I created a new product called No Temp Mails, and I just keep creating new products, keep creating new ideas. So you can replace it with one of my existing products, and within 1 month, if you come to me after a month, I will probably have a new product. You can also replace it with my future product, right? So that's also there. So if you have any of my products, you can grab another product in replacement. Just need to create a support ticket, and my team will take care of that. And what's the price for everything? The real value is $888 per year. So here is the deal, guys. If you go to my websites today, if you try to buy any of my existing products that I have launched earlier, you will be required to pay a recurring on them. You will be required to pay a yearly fee on them, yearly fee, right? It's not one time. But whenever I launch a new product, this is a beautiful strategy. I think I really love this because I get to be bootstrapped. So my company is 100% self-financed. I don't have investments. I've been offered and I've always been able to refuse it. Why? Because we have this special model, and I think we are one of the few companies that actually do a good job of it. We create a lot of investment, a lot of time. We spend a lot of time and investment in creating a product. Then we release it to you in the market. But initially, like, you are one of the few guys who are on my lists, and it's not the entire world, but I do have a list of my customers. Initially, before I set it to yearly pricing, I offered the product to my customers at one time. Very, very insane pricing, right? And the target is to make sure that I pay my development costs. So yes, I get to pay all the money that I invested in the development, and then I get some little payout, and I can invest that in making the product better, in making my products, all of my products better. In fact, running ads, then setting up a leads pipeline, setting up a sales pipeline where then I can in the future sell my product for a recurring. So this is why I do this right now. So this is the special offer today, guys. Right now, if you buy this on the webinar, this is going to be a crazy, crazy deal for you. You can get Diggy Miner AI for $199 lifetime. That means absolutely nothing to pay next year. This is all, and you get everything that's listed in here, right? No further charge, and you get 2 years of free upgrades, right? So that's the thing. You also get 2 years of free upgrades. We do maintain our products. Now I'll show you something cool. Hold on. Yeah, so where is that thing? Okay. I wanted to show you our ratings. So if you look at our ratings online, you will see that we have total 5-star ratings. Just trying to okay, I'm gonna play the demo for a couple of seconds, guys. Just I think I need to attend to something very urgently. Give me a second. I'll come back in a minute. Just watch it for a couple of minutes while I fix what's going on. Welcome to Diggy Miner. If you're looking for leads, pricing information, financial data, or any other information that's on online websites, this is the most powerful scraping technology to get you that information. You've looked at scrapers before, but Diggy Miner is the... Okay, so it was just a pricing little info. So one of my team members told me, hey, you are actually selling this at a higher price than what you have advertised. It was a little mix up. Usually I sell my products at a higher price than this, $199, but I decided to do a special on this one, guys. So my team members just wanted to ask me, hey, do you really want to reduce the price to $199? I told them yes, yeah. Today on this webinar, instead of $247, which was what I was planning to do earlier last week, I reduced it to $199. So they were a little bit of a shock, like, why are you doing this, right? So yeah, let's continue from here. So you don't need to pay all this money. And if you add up the upgrade value, like, remember, I'm giving you 2 years of free upgrades. That means your software is maintained. It's always relevant. We create new features all the time. So in the future, expect to see hunting mode that one of our customers suggested right on this webinar. Also, there is a new technology which lets you use AI inside of Chrome. It's called uh, Chrome AI, Chrome browser AI, and I'm gonna build that. I just saw it last week. I was blown away, but by then I was so much progress into Diggy Miner, I couldn't make that addition yet. But I'm gonna build it. Maybe in the next 20 days, you will see that AI inside of the plugin itself. That means I will not even charge credits because if you don't use the backend AI, I don't have to pay for it, and it's a crazy, crazy thing. So I will build that too. So this is a webinar only special offer. There are also a couple of bumps. So I know some of you guys want to make more money, and I told you about the opportunity to sell the reseller version for $100, which is the bare minimum price, right? I sell at $164 all my products minimum per year. And if you want more licenses to sell, we have a special deal today, a special bump today where you can get 140 extra licenses for $99. That's less than $1 per license. And the upside is what, 99% upside, or well, no, not 99%, like 100x upside, because you can sell that license which you grabbed for $1 for $100, right? So it's a $14,000 potential upside, and that's being reserved. If you are able to sell all of this, you can get up to $14,000, maybe even more, because some people sell at a higher price too. But you can make the money back that you invested with the first sale, right? So you really must be a very bad seller if you can't make one sell out of 140. I hope you can, right? Plus, you also get unlimited usage. So some of you guys were concerned about credits, right? You asked me, hey, how many credits would it take? So the answer is 0. If you get the unlimited usage bump, you need to give me $39. That's a one-time fee, and I will give you unlimited usage for 1 year. So your credits will come to cost, or they will start costing you, or your scrapes will start costing you only after a year is over. Pretty good offer. Plus you get seller's pack if you want to sell this product and you don't want to be working to set up the website. You don't want to be working to set up all the resources required to sell. We have a seller's pack, which gives you the ready-made sales video, which gives you sales pages, which gives you all the graphics, email sequences, social media posts, everything you want to ready to sell for $29. That's the offer, right? So Diggy Miner Unlimited, you get the reseller bump, which gives you 140 extra licenses. You get the seller's pack, which gives you ready-made sales video. These are the bumps, by the way, $229. And the link, I know a lot of you have been just telling me, drop the link, Cyril. Where is the link? Where do we need to go? Well, there is it in the chat. It's on the screen right now, and Swati just dropped it in chat. It's called, you can click on it and go and purchase it today. The official launch is tomorrow. Yeah, actually, tomorrow ET at 11 a.m. So you can get this special deal today at this very special price, which will not be repeated every day of the launch. It will be slightly more expensive starting from the next webinar. I do have another webinar tomorrow, which will be live too. So all of you guys who are, who are looking to attend that webinar, you're welcome. By the way, guys, when you purchase this, drop me a little note that you've got it, and I will give you a shout out. And I know that you've got this, and I will welcome you. So make sure to put this information in that you've purchased it. When you go to this page, you should see something like this. You will see a buy page like this. There will be a description about Diggy Miner, and you will see that the price has changed. In this particular instance, I was going to sell it at $247, but today I will sell it at $199 to you. Special discounted price. So you can get either just Diggy Miner all inclusive for $199, not $247, special discount on the webinar today. And you can also add on bumps. We got 3 bumps, 3 options. It says Diggy Miner Unlimited bump for $39, and there is the seller's pack, and there is also the 100 licenses. So it is usable on Chrome. I have Dave tell me the website is not usable. I just checked it on Chrome. It's working, right? Did you type in the right URL? Like, this is the right URL. It's on the screen. Just type it out. It's not difficult to type it. I typed it now, and I'm on it today. So Laura says, give me the link for FE. Laura, on this webinar, we're going to have only the special deal. But you know what? I'll just tell you about a couple more things. So in case you need a reminder, I know a lot of you are my customers today, and you know about my business. Maybe a lot of you have my products. If you have my products, if you use any of my products, please drop a yes in the chat so that I know that you've been somebody I already have a relationship with, I already have a connection with. So drop me a yes if you used any of my products in the past. So we have Crawford, yes. Laura, yes. Rod says, give us the website again. I think Swati just dropped it there. Hank, yes. Marvelous. Marius, yes. Rob, yes again. CY, Sai, yes. Ed, yes. And then we have Rob says, lots of them. David Rostoker, yes. Fio Mar, yes. Okay, a lot of people, everyone, in fact, maybe. And anyone here who has not used my products, if you've not used my products ever, please give me a no in the chat. Rob says, I just bought all in. Thank you, Rob, and welcome to Diggy Miner. Good to see you here. Lots of yeses in the chat. But Larry hasn't bought it. Dave has never used one of my products. Rod has not used one of my products. So I actually, just to very, very quickly introduce you to what I do. And of course, I don't expect you to buy all of them today. We have a lot of interesting products that we've created in every single niche that you can imagine. And I think I take pride in this, that I'm one of the guys who tries to do a great job of everything, in product development. And because of this, people have been very kind and they have given to me the feedback. They've shown the love to me. Of course, like many of my customers here who had only good things to say. On Trustpilot, you can see that I have 50 reviews and the total ratings of 4.5. So all of my customers are very happy, apparently, right? That's why we have 4.5 stars on Trustpilot and 4.9 when we last checked. Now we have 4.8. Actually, we went down 0.1, but that's okay. Happens. So 4.9 on Google Business, right? People have been using our products and they really love our product support too. John says just bought. Welcome to the family, John. I'm really glad you have it. And Jeffrey says, I have several of yours and I just got Diggy. Fantastic, Jeffrey. Good to see you. Look forward to creating all those upgrades too. So the point was people love it because we do a great job of product support. We do a great job of product development. We keep improving the products and we make sure that if somebody points out some issue, we solve it for them, because software is something that requires a lot of maintenance. We keep sure of that. Also, we have some really, really cool things, right? First thing, 24-hour support. So if you can go to any of my websites, like you could go to Diggy Miner once it's released, you will find access to my live support team. So yes, there is an AI also which will tell you the basic answers, but if you need help more than that, you can actually request conversation with a person. You can talk to a human being. We have 24 hours manned support, so you will get your answers pretty fast. And if you need any help in setup or you need any guidance, my team always gets on team conversations, chat conversation, not calls. And they will guide you through any problems. They will even, fix things on your computer. That's the kind of service we provide. That's why people love us so much. Also, by the way, I just want to de-risk everything for you today. If you buy this product from me, Diggy Miner from me, you have a 30-day special refund guarantee, right? And that refund guarantee is an ironclad refund guarantee, which means we don't joke around with it. I know some of you might have had experiences with other businesses who try to make refunds as hard as possible. Not us, guys. If you don't like the product, we don't need to get your money, right? We have a lot of customers. If you don't need the product, if you don't love it, if you don't find value in it, I think you should be able to retain your cash, right? So we have a 30-day refund guarantee, which is ironclad. If in those 30 days you decide at any point, right, at any point that Diggy Miner is not right for you, you don't see the progress, you don't see the results, you can just tell us and we will refund your entire money back. And guess what? For these 30 days, whatever AI credits you used, whatever usage you did, you don't need to pay for it. So this is like an insanely customer friendly guarantee. You can get the product, you can use the resources on me, right? You don't need to pay for anything. And if after within 30 days, you are able to let go of the product. You don't find value in it. You just tell me, I will refund you the entire money. I will deduct not a single cent for the AI usage you did, for the credits you used. That's how the guarantee is. So guys, today is the best day to buy Diggy Miner. And if you're in, just remember to give me a shout out, right? John says, I received an order code and it doesn't work as a password. So John, don't worry about it. Remember, the launch is going officially live at 11 a.m. So we're gonna give out access at 11. The last time we had some issues when we gave out access earlier. There were some people who misused that, right? So yeah, the access will be coming to you. Don't worry about it. Perry says, just purchase. Thanks, Perry. And really appreciate it. We got some kind words too. Rob says the best support. And Freddie says, yes, a lot of other companies are scammers. Scammers or not, but I think they're not just, they don't care enough. And I care a lot because software is what I did all my life. If I don't care about the work of my life, then I don't know what else I can care about. So it's great to build software. Carlos says, I have you on mute. All right, so Carlos, you've bought the Videsia bundle. Thank you, Carlos, because this call is about Diggy Miner, my new product. And if you need help with Videsia, all you need to do is go to my support chat and ask a question. They will help you. Right, so anyone, remember guys, the access goes live soon, right? Lindsay is not able to purchase. The provided payment method type does not match the expected type card. So Lindsay, we've got two options when you purchase, over here. And any of you guys, if you're having trouble buying, remember there are two options. The first one is credit card and the second one is PayPal. So the credit card button is actually connected to Stripe. So when you go here, you can buy from Stripe using your card. And the second one, PayPal, is actually connected to PayPal, but it also lets you buy using your card inside of PayPal. So if you're not able to purchase by either of one of these methods, try the other one, right? So that should work. Freddie says, can I buy this later? The Diggy Miner 140 extra reseller licenses. Yes, Freddie, you can, but you will need to go out to support and ask for a link because you already bought this. So you won't get this bump thing, but we have a special link. And if you want it later, you just need to tell my team that, hey, I want to buy this. They will give you this link to it, right? So yeah, you can purchase later. A bump, not a problem at all. Shane says, I have one of your other software. Can I trade one of them for this? Well, Shane, that's an offer I can do, right? I can't let you trade my software, trade your existing products for this, right? Imagine that, I wouldn't make new software if I had to trade. If you want value, you got to pay for it, Shane, right? Allison says, finally managed to purchase all the products. Thank you, Allison. Appreciate it. And welcome to Diggy Miner. David Rostoker purchases. I guess you mean purchase. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. And welcome to Diggy Miner. Brett says, purchased full funnel, including the add-ons. And I need to speak to you about a product idea. So Brett, you can mail me. In fact, my email address is very public. It's cyrilgupta@technicforce.com. It's all over the place. You can just mail me, right? Easy to access. Just talk to me and tell me what you have in mind. Carl says, can Diggy go to financial sites and give me data about stock movements in the last 7 days? Absolutely, Carl. Sorry, that's Sherry. Absolutely, Sherry, as long as the data is available in a tabular format, right, which is accessible, the last 7 days data, if it's there in a scrapable format, right, if the data is on that page, Diggy can scrape it and then you can ask it questions. Dave says, cannot buy without getting $199. Well, Dave, that's the special price. That's what we need to pay for Diggy Miner. Brett, cool, absolutely, Brett. Shane, I want to buy the 29 bump, but the website won't let me buy it. That's weird, Shane. It should have let you buy it. But here's the thing: if you're not able to buy it for some reason, don't worry about it. You can ask my support chat later, and we will sell it to you separately. Gauster just got in. Thank you, Gauster. Welcome to the Diggy Miner AI. Shane, can I talk to your office? Which means my support team. Yes, you can. We have live chat support 24 hours a day. One of my guys is always online 6 days a week, so they're not working on Sundays. Gotta give them a break. and you can ask questions. They will get you the answers. If they cannot get you the answers, they will escalate it to the tech team. Ultimately, it comes to me. I monitor what I make sure that everything is solved to the best of our capabilities. Dave says, cannot buy the $39 bump without the 199. Yes, Dave, you need to buy the 199 first, but later, if you bought 199 today, you can come back to us and just tell us, hey, I got this from you earlier. Can I get the 39 bump now? And we will give it to you. Lindsay, guess what? Guess what? What about it, Lindsay? Tell me. I'm here. Tony, does Diggy scrape emails? Tony, Diggy can scrape email addresses, but from public websites, right? So yeah, it can scrape email addresses from public websites. I hope that's what you meant. How many credits per scrape? Here is the thing, Jeff. I would recommend that the model you use is GPT Mini. So that uses 1 credit. But guess what, Jeff? I told you about a new technology that I saw last week, which is called Gemini inside the browser, which uses AI in the browser. So I'm working on building that in Diggy. And once I'm able to build that, I think it will take about 2 to 3 weeks or maybe lesser. I don't know. Maybe fast. I'm fast usually with coding. That will mean that there will be a mode in Diggy. There will be a mode available in Diggy which lets you use AI for free. So no credit deduction at all. So that's going to be cool. It will be available to pro version. So you have the pro version when you buy this and you have it. Is the credit bump a recurring fee or one time? The credit bump, well, there is no credit bump. I think there is a unlimited credit. It's a one time. Everything here is one time today, guys. Everything here on the page today is one time. It's a special deal. Special deal, not recurring. Nothing is recurring on this call. Lindsay says, I'm in. Fantastic. You finally made it, Lindsay. I'm great. And Lindsay says, I know I say this about all your products, but this one really is going to be a game changer. Thanks, Lindsay. I appreciate your kind words. And yes, the reason why this would be a game changer is because it uses new technology. It does things in a new way. It's not just another scraper. It's a scraper that uses AI to decipher the data, which changes the outcome, right? Shane, did you have on for $99? I don't understand the question, Shane, the credit bump I was talking about is $39. It's not $39.99, it's $39. Yes, Rob, you can grab it during the launch period, during the next 7 days, anytime you want. Awesome. So great going, guys. Anybody who's still trying to get in, let me know that you've got it. When you do get it, give me a word and I will give you a shout out. Crawford just said I'm in. Awesome. Crawford, good to see you. Welcome to Diggy Miner. And if you have any questions about Diggy mining or about Diggy Miner and scraping or anything else that you think of, I'm here to answer your questions and give me your suggestions. Like if you had any experience about scrapers and you really wish you could see a feature or a system, tell me about it, because if I can build great features that people need, I can sell it to more people, make more money, and of course, make the product more amazing for everyone, which is great. It works out great for everyone when the product gets better and better. Julie says, will it scrape local upcoming events? Julie, yes, if you go to an events website, you can scrape that website and tell Diggy Miner, scrape the event name and the event date. As long as it's on the page, it will scrape it. Daniel, can I use the same link in a couple of days? Daniel, yes, you can, but the pricing will change slightly. The good thing is it will not change a lot, but it will change slightly. So this webinar is the best offer. Tomorrow's webinar will be a little bit higher, and then every day, I think actually every 8 or 9 hours, the price will increase. So you will end up paying a little more, but not a problem. It's not gonna be a bomb. Awesome. So do you have any payment options? You mean to say part payment or buy now, pay later? I don't think so. Not really, Shane. Not in, because our platform doesn't enable that. Freddie, so can I cancel my Leads Gorilla account? I think Leads Gorilla only scrapes Google Maps, right? Well, you should use Diggy, and if you find that you can scrape nearly every website, I guess you get to make the smart choice. Lindsay, so several shop funnels you mentioned before, it's just like Shopify. It's a platform that you own. I would not compare it to Shopify. It's more like, have you guys heard of WooCommerce? Like WooCommerce is for WordPress, but this is standalone. But I would compare it more to WooCommerce than to Shopify. Awesome. Yes, I'm answering your questions. My team is answering the questions too, which is great. Right. So again, guys, if you have any more questions, let me know. When you get Diggy Miner, drop me a word so that I can give you a shout out. I'm here for a little more time. We've been on this call. I think this has been a little bit of a quick webinar. I think quicker than most. It's only been about 80 minutes so far. Sometimes I've been on webinars for 3 hours. So we wrapped it up pretty early. Is there anyone here who wants to see the demo one more time, right? If you've seen the demo before and you want to see it one more time, you just want to make sure if you're still on the edge, let me know. Give me a yes in chat and I will just show you the demo one more time. Meanwhile, Frank says, I'm in including all the boosters. Fantastic, Frank. Good to see you. Amazing. Ron actually stepped in. I missed the webinar. Is there a demo? Yes, of course, Ron. I was getting to it, right? So let's get to the demo. I'll show it to you one more time. Cool product. I think this is it. I'm going to mute my mic, but I'll be on chat. Welcome to Diggy Miner. If you're looking for leads, pricing information, financial data, or any other information that's on online websites, this is the most powerful scraping technology to get you that information. You've looked at scrapers before, but Diggy Miner is the only AI scraper that uses AI to figure out website structures and get you exactly the data you need without any custom recipes, codes, or any specialized hard work. So let's take a look and see how Diggy Miner works. For our first scrape, let's pick up a website that's hyper localized. So I'm on this website called citysearch.ae, which is a website that helps you find local businesses here in Dubai. And there are literally thousands of websites like these on the internet that cater to specific places like a city or a community, or to special niches, like they could be a website talking about all the lawyers, or a website that lists all the dental clinics in your area. So there are sites that hold a gold mine of information, and if you can scrape them, you can get that all without manual work. Now, a regular scraper would not be able to scrape this website because it would need to be trained on this site structure. Somebody would actually need to sit down and code it to scrape this particular site. Only then it would be able to scrape it. Well, not Diggy Miner. So you start Diggy Miner by clicking on the icon in the toolbar. This is the extension, and then you select what kind of information you are looking for. So here are some common objectives. Mine for leads. This is what we're going to go for in this particular instance. Then mine for product information. So if you're on an e-com site, you could be mining for that. Mine for user content. So you could do that if you want to mine reviews or content like that. Mine something else, or mine the entire page. Yes, these are options. Here, let's go for mine for leads. Then you have the option to crawl specific URLs. So if you got a list of URLs, you can just feed them in Diggy Miner, and Diggy Miner will scrape it, crawl it, and take out your data. Then you can put your data neatly organized in campaigns, and I will call this one, I will add a new campaign for this particular search, and I will call it Dubai lawyers. So I'm looking for lawyers based out of Dubai in this particular scrape. I've created the campaign. Then you can tell Diggy exactly the information you want. For example, name of company, phone number, just separated by comma, address. So this is the information that I want from this website. Then you can select what kind of navigation system does a website have. You know, some websites have this auto scrolling technology where you scroll to the bottom and it just expands and more records show up. So if you have something like that, you can select auto scroll. And if you have something like a pagination system, in this particular instance, it's a pagination system. So you've got this pager over here and you can navigate to different pages by clicking on them. So in this case, it's pagination. Then you can select how many pages you want to scrape. So let's go for 10. And of course, after continuing with 10, you can continue and go and scrape more in the next session. So that's okay. You can scrape up to 20 pages in one session. Let's go for 10. Then you got to select the next page button, which is right here. You will see this little box, locate next page button. click on start selection, then select the next page, and then just click on finish selection. Well, Diggy Miner gets to work straight away. It's scraping the pages already, and it will get all the data from all the pages and then organize it. Of course, it's going to take a little while, maybe a couple of minutes. As you can see, it's auto scrolling the pages, grabbing the data. It's on the second page now, and once it finishes with the second page, it will go to the third page. So let's just hold up, and I'll come back when it finishes the scraping in a minute or so. It's been less than a minute and Diggy is already on the ninth page. All right, the scraping process is finished, and now Diggy is already organizing the data, extracting all the records from the scraping data, and this will take another minute or so. All done, and you can see that Diggy found 384 records and it took 73 seconds to do this. You can click on view data and it takes you to the backend. It's a SaaS software where you can organize all the data, use it and work with it. So here you see, here are the records. These are all the lawyers that are present on that website. You can see here, it's got the names of the companies, it's got the phone numbers, it's also got the address. So now this is usable data. You can extract it, export it to CSV, JSON or XLSX, and you can do something more than that. Of course, beyond exporting, you can even chat with the data. So if you click on Diggy AI, you're taken to the AI data analyzer, and then you can click on new chat, and we have our freshly scraped data lawyers from City Search over here. Let's click on it and just click on start chat. And now all we need to do is ask it a question, any question we want. For example, just ask that question and you will get an answer from the AI. You don't need to go through the records. See, it even told you there is no lawyer in Dubai Marina, but there are some lawyers in the nearby areas. So that's what AI can do for you. I asked it another question. And here you go, it gave me a very nice list along with the address and the phone numbers. And you can go for any kind of depth you want. For example, you can even ask silly questions and you will get an answer. Here you go. The lawyer that starts with C is Clyde and Co. Then I asked it which lawyers have Arabic names, and it gave me a list. And the next question I asked it was which lawyers seem to be led by women, and I got an answer to that too. So imagine the kind of analysis you can do if you're scraping data using Diggy and analyzing it with AI. You can ask it any question you want. It's like having a very smart research assistant right at your fingertips. It will answer your questions and tell you exactly what you need to know about that data. For our next scraping task, let's scrape this particular group which has a lot of information about products and the prices. So I want to grab, let's say, products and prices from this. So I'm going to click on Diggy again, and this time I will look for mine for product information. I've got a campaign selected here, and I will look for product names price. And this is an auto scrolling page. As you can see, there is no pager here. So I will go for auto scrolling and I can select how many seconds I want and then click on start digging. And you can see it found some records, so we can view data. And here we've got information. These are the products that it grabbed and the price. So this is how it can scrape Facebook. You can do the same thing with LinkedIn. Like I'm in a group that has LinkedIn data. And this time I want to grab maybe email addresses or phone numbers. Let's try to do that. So we're gonna click on Diggy again, and I have a campaign for LinkedIn. I want to mine for leads, name, let's make it phone number and name. And again, this is auto scrolling. Let's try 45 and click on start digging. In this particular instance, only one person had listed the phone number. And if you click on view data, you can see the name and the phone number as you desired. You can also scrape Amazon. So I'm on an Amazon page now, and this is a product which has a lot of reviews. And this time I want to scrape the Amazon reviews. So that's what I'll do here. I'll click here, and this time product information. Let's create a new campaign. Let's call it Amazon product reviews. And click on save, and we'll say name of reviewer and review, and we'll keep it auto scrollable. Let's go to the top of the page, Let's do 30 seconds and click on start digging. And it was able to grab 9 reviews. If you go into the scrape data, the names are here and you've got the review and you can chat with this data too. We'll just go to Diggy AI, start off a new chat, and we'll select the data scraped from Amazon. We can ask a question like, can you tell me what was the thing that people disliked most about this product? And you got an answer that is specific to the data you have. YubiKey 5C is complexity of the initial setup. That's what people disliked. So if you are trying to bring an alternative, maybe you can easily try to explore those pain points, try to solve those pain points and be able to serve the market. So it's a great research tool. You can scrape any sort of data from anywhere and then you can either export the data, bring it into your spreadsheet. If you got a CRM, you can bring the leads into your CRM. You can bring the leads into your calling system and start calling them or start emailing them as you desire. You can start off your outreach programs. If you harvest reviews or any other kind of data, then you can analyze that data, export it, analyze it any way you want, or grab any sort of data from any website. That is the power of Diggy. Awesome. So I hope you like this demo. And if you get Diggy now, we'll see you on the inside. Thank you so much for watching it. So that was the demo one more time, guys. And again, if you need to buy Diggy Miner, if you like the product enough, I hope you do, you can get it from the link, which is going to be on your screen. And Swati dropped it in the chat too. If you're looking at the webinar replay somewhere, it should be in the description or the email that was sent to you or on the page somewhere where you were watching this. So check that. Ed says, bought Diggy Miner. It'll be a nice addition to the other software. Absolutely, Ed. And I expect you will use this software a lot because I intend to create the best AI miner. And I got some really good ideas even on this webinar. People suggested some really cool things. And I already told my team to take note of those things and we will discuss that in our next tech call and build some of those things. New features are coming in and this is a product that is a standard business tool, like something that is not a fashion statement, something that you would use every day if you want to get leads, something that you would, want to be, you want to make sure that it's a well-made product, that it's a product that gets you the data and keeps updated. So yeah, that's what you're investing in today. PSL says, what about Instagram influencers? So PSL, again, the tool can scrape anything that is on the web, on the internet, on the web, which is on the browser and visible to you. So you can either grab the list of influencers from many websites that have these lists, or you can go to Instagram and just type in your search word or hashtag or whatever you want. And if you get the results in a list, you can grab it. Now, Instagram, if I remember correctly, when I search for a post, it does not show me a list of posts. It's kind of like swipe up. So I don't think you can grab this info in a list from Instagram or not. I think it has, if you use it on the internet, it has a browsing, it has a list. So you can grab it from there, or you can grab it from the internet, from any other website that has a list. So yeah, it's possible. Again, remember this Diggy is an AI scraper. It's like having a brain with the scraper. So the scraper earlier were not smart, they were dumb because they needed to be trained for every single website that they could scrape. And that set up a limitation because the scraper could not understand what is the structure of the website. And then somebody had to write that code and maintain it, which made it absolutely a mess. Somebody used a mess earlier about scraping technology. Well, this scraper uses AI, so it just grabs the data and then just gets you the results using AI. So it's a very completely different ball game. Breakthrough technology, I would say, makes things a lot easier. Awesome. So guys, a lot of you guys are already in. Some of you could not buy because the purchase didn't work for some reason. I'm sorry about that, and we'll try to see what happened. Rob says, are you using different AI platforms? Well, Rob, strictly speaking, this does not need different AI platforms because the problem is so easy to solve. Even the basic AI can solve it. And I do have a couple of options, but I would recommend that you don't bother with it. Just use the cheapest AI. And my focus is on reducing cost for this, because scraping again is a technology that you want to use every day or at least twice a week, especially if you need more leads, especially if you want to do outreach, especially if you want to monitor whatever is going on in your e-com business or financial data business or whatever, or events, whatever you think of. So my focus is on keeping the cost low, and my next target is to use the on-browser AI. So that's what I'm going to focus on, to make the AI something that you don't even think about. For this kind of product, you should not think about AI or don't need to think about AI. But yeah, we have a couple of options. I don't think I will be adding more, because it doesn't create any content. It just uses the data, identifies the data. Perfect for the basic models, perfect for the basic AI models. Lindsay says, really love that selling pack add-on. Thank you, Lindsay. I hope you enjoy that because it will get you to the sale faster. Rob says, you're the best. Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much again for your kind words. Really appreciate it. I just enjoy my work too much to do a bad job of it. Right. So if your work is not punishment, you love it and you enjoy coding and you enjoy making software, well, you would not do a bad work, because this is the thing that you create. Like, an artist draws paintings and makes sculptures, right? So we are the coders. We we create software. Awesome. So yeah, there is a guarantee period, of course, 30 days ironclad refund guarantee. If you don't like the product, you can just replace it with money, right? We give you money back and no hassles. We don't make you jump through hoops. We don't give you 1,000 questions to solve and make you chase us down and get frustrated. No, if you don't like the product, you don't find value in it, you think it's not going anywhere in the future, well, you can tell us and we'll refund your money. Bob says it is SaaS, not installed in your Windows machine. Bob, this is a combination of two technologies. The first one, the half of it is a Chrome plugin. It's a browser plugin, browser extension that works on Chrome browser. It works on Windows. It works on Linux, and it also works on Mac. So the next bit, the second part, where the analysis happens, where the data storage happens, is the SaaS. So yeah, it's not an app. Lindsay says, can you please explain the unlimited add-on? Lindsay, a lot of people often are concerned about using credits, and they want to sometimes get a way to not have to use credits or not have to spend credits. So on this product, there is an offer where for $39, I let you do unlimited scraping for a year. So no credits will be deducted for a year. If you pay me that bump, it's a small amount. You will be able to use the product unlimited for a complete year. That's the offer. Your credit deduction will start only after 1 year. Russ Crittenden. Russ, welcome back. I have, yeah, you've been on a lot of my webinars. I wanted to purchase with PayPal Pay for, but I did not see it. Russ, I think this feature, PayPal Pay for, is not enabled on the platform that we are working with. So they're trying to get it there, but so far it's not enabled, and I think you cannot use Pay for. All right, guys. So yeah, if you have questions for me, if you have got any other suggestions or questions, drop them to me and I will be here happy to answer. Bob says, be nice if resellers could charge for credits and make some extra money. Uh, Yeah, Bob, it would be nice. So, well, I have been thinking about making a feature where you can send credits to people. It's on the pipeline. I think I will make it soon. I talked about it last month also, but I couldn't get down to it. So probably by the next webinar, I will make it. Perry says, how much are the credits? Credits are inexpensive. Credits Perry, very affordable. Uh, $1 for 1,000 credits. It's not expensive at all. Ellison, can I allow my team members to use? Yes, Ellison, it has team access. You can give access to your team members. Julie, are there any other OTOs? Absolutely no, Julie. This is all we have, the bumps and the main offer. Right. So yeah, again, software should be affordable. We are creating software for small businesses, and I want you to use my software every day. I love it if my products are something that add value to your business and you love them so much that you use them often and you get the maximum value of it. As a developer, it's very sad when people buy products and they don't use it. Actually, I'm against it. I want people to use whatever they bought, and this product is designed to be used. It's meant for a particular problem. It's meant to solve a problem for nearly every kind of business, and people should use it a lot. That's the target, right? Russ says, will Diggy will it be on the reward store? Absolutely, Russ. It will be on the reward store. It's coming right after the launch. As usual, I don't put my products on the reward store and the membership till the launch is over. So it's coming to you. If you have reward points, well, wait it out. Awesome. Got any more questions for me? I'm here for a couple more minutes. I think a lot of you are already late in the night. It should be about what, 10 o'clock right now, nearly 10. Yeah. So maybe a lot of you want to head home, retire. We still have a lot of people on the call though. Just making sure that I get all the answers in. Remember, if you go to the website, this is the link that you need to go to, which is on the screen. And this is the page you will see. Lindsay is asking me, did you say we have extra users for say VAs? You have a sub account feature, Lindsay. You can give access to your team members. So yeah, they can use it. Grady says, I can get PayPal to work. Well, sorry to hear that, Grady. I know it can get tricky sometimes. I get this on every webinar. Always some of my buyers can't buy because of PayPal or Stripe. I know it's frustrating for me too. Russ says, you're the best in products and services. Russ, thank you so much. You guys have been very kind to me and I really enjoy the webinars, getting on call with you. This is about the only time I get to interact directly. And it gives me a sense of what I'm doing in my company. I try to be in touch as much as possible with the customers and keep tab of everything. But obviously it's not possible for me to do that with all the other work I do. So this is one chance when I get on a call with a lot of my buyers and I get the word from them straight, right? Straight from the horse's mouth. I get to hear what they think about my business. And I'm glad that the last few webinars, it's been positive. People have been using my products and seeing the results and have been enjoying the benefits of the updates and all the things that I create. So that's great. Good to know this. Lindsay says, what I love about these calls with you, Cyril, is the smile and happiness we can always hear in your voice. Thanks, Lindsay. Appreciate your kind words. I just enjoy my days. I just have a great time with my work and I'm glad it shows. Tom says I had to try 3 times before my PayPal would work. Well, Tom, you got in somehow, so glad to know that. Russ will get the Diggy after launch. Get Diggy after the launch. No problems, Russ. It's there for you. Awesome. So yeah, I think that is about it, guys. Thank you again for coming to the webinar. My timer says this has been on for 2 hours, but I think the time is actually 1 hour and 44 minutes, which is pretty good. We started at 8 p.m. and now it's about 15 minutes to 10. Thanks again for attending, whoever was on the call with me. A lot of you guys are still here. And I guess if you don't have any other questions, we're going to wrap up the webinar and I'm going to get right down to creating some new cool features in Diggy, right? So I'll see you live again, guys. So all of you guys who want to get on live with me again, there is actually another live session. By the way, the webinar replay will be available eventually, like I think about tomorrow or sometime. So there is going to be replay available. But if you want to get on live with me and make sure your questions are answered, I think I was able to answer nearly every question that I saw. Maybe I missed a couple. Hopefully I answered every single one of them. So if you want to get on live with me again, the time is 11 a.m. ET, which is tomorrow at 11 a.m. The launch will officially go live. Also, the elite version, the entry level version will be available. Today it's not available. I know a couple of you guys wanted it. Laura told me that she wants the elite version very, very specifically. She even mailed me. I saw the mail just now. So Laura, and if you're still here, we're going to have it tomorrow for you at 11. right? And the launch will officially go live. I will see you live one more time. Be happy to welcome you again. If any of you want miss the webinar and want to attend it tomorrow, I'll see you. Thank you again so much, and have a great day, great evening, or great morning, depending on where you are. I will see you later. This is Cyril Gupta signing off.